So half the reason why I had you watch the video to start, Zach, was because I had nothing when you called me.
Okay.
Like
well,
everything I just came up.
then-
I got a good one. I got
Okay.
a good one. I have a good one.
Then we'll do it. I'll hang up
No,
I'll call right back and we'll do it.
No.
We're going to do it. I'm just not going to hear it, and it's going to hopefully be good.
Dude, I don't know if it's good though. I don't know if we can talk about it for more than like 5 minutes.
We can talk about it for 10 minutes. We can stretch it to 10 minutes.
No, I don't even know if we can stretch it to 10
minutes. We're stretching it to 10 minutes. Hey guys, welcome to Freaking Epic Podcast. This is Zach.
I thought we were starting a new call.
Starting now.
Wait, what? I thought we were starting a new call.
We're starting right now.
Why are we starting right now? Dude, we have like 20 minutes of just garbage.
I'm going to leave like 19 minutes of the garbage, and then we'll just start with you coming up with the idea. Okay, thank you for listening to Freaking Epic Podcast.
This is John Weissel.
Beep things out. I don't want to have to beep things out, man.
We're keeping this. We are keeping this.
What are you thinking, John?
I am thinking about. All right. I'm calm. I'm relaxed.
Relaxed. You're John Weissel. You're in this podcast. This is What You Thinking, John, where we ask the question, what you thinking, John? And sometimes we don't have any good ideas, and then John says, hey, you know what? I think I have an idea. And I go, all right, we're doing it right now. So I haven't heard this one. What you thinking, John?
All right, so you know how the game Soul Calibur, right?
Yeah.
So in Soul Calibur, it's your generic fighting game, right?
Sure.
But the difference between like Soul Calibur, Tekken, like Super Smash Bros. And things like that, is that Soul Calibur, every single character doesn't just use their bare fists, they have some kind of weapon that they use.
Sure.
So my question is, if you were in like the Soul Calibur universe, what weapon would you use? Like what kind of like weapon fighting style would you want to like have mastered and be, that character?
Okay, and now so the rule is you have to have the weapon with you at all times, or what?
Yeah, it's basically a fighting game based around like weapons martial arts, not like punching somebody to death.
Okay, so can my weapon be Molotov cocktails? Like, so basically I can throw them at people as fireballs. I can basically like slam them together in front of myself in a direction so they blast out. I can stab people with the broken bottles. I could basically just like be juggling Molotov cocktails and just toss them out. Just blah, blah, blah. Yeah, didn't think of that, did you? Because you didn't think about this at all beforehand.
Well, no, what I'm hiding is I have no idea what anything goes on in this Soul Calibur game. Okay. I have no idea if that's a character or not. Man, okay, hold on. Redo. I want a mulligan. I want a mulligan.
Okay, how about this? How about my new pick? I've picked a different thing. A slinky fighter.
No,
I'm going to fight with a slinky and then occasionally move like a slinky, so I'll just kind of like, and if someone's attacking me, I'll just dodge it by like bloop, 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 going.
Okay, hold on. Real talk. I want the mulligan because I've just refined it.
Okay, go. Tell me what the refined thing is.
Okay, is weird fighting styles throughout, like animes, mangas. Because when you said slinky fighters, my immediate thought went to a Killua from Hunter x Hunter and how he fights with yo-yos.
Yeah, and that's cool because I always I used to read X-Men books and stuff. Yeah. From the library when I was younger, and there was a bad guy called Taskmaster who had a fight, like who fought the X-Men with a yo-yo. Yeah. So that was actually something that I was like, oh, cool. I'm glad something else is getting down with the yo-yo, because the yo-yo was an Aboriginal fighting tool.
Right. Okay. Now, okay, let's mulligan again. Start over.
Okay.
Start from scratch.
Okay,
hold on. Let me think.
Okay.
Because I can come up with better than weird fighting styles. Because I know your fighting style is just going to be like something bizarre and weird.
Well, yeah, I just like coming up with bizarre and weird things.
I know, but I'm aiming to push you out of your comfort zone.
My comfort zone is awesome.
No, that's the whole point of having a comfort zone, is to push you out of it.
No, I have a comfort zone in a lot of things in life. I have a comfort zone about not taking on extreme credit card debt. I'm not going to get pushed out of that.
Fine. I have a
comfort.
Hold on, but real talk though.
Yeah.
You should upload like everything that we just talked about as like a bloopers reel.
Yeah, no, this is all the podcast. It's
Let's just title this as John and Zach have no idea what the hell we're talking about.
Hey man, sorry,
Right.
you're getting recorded. It's tough times with the old what you thinking, John.
But real talk, cut out the goose thing.
So this is literally just an entire episode of just random nonsense.
Exactly. And that's kind of the point, you know?
Random nonsense. Hey, thanks for listening to our random nonsense. You want some more random nonsense? Comment and we'll do that random nonsense.
No, we still got more random nonsense coming though.
Oh yeah, no, this isn't the end. This is just like ending.
Just putting a thanks for listening in the middle of the podcast.
Yeah. Hey, I'm gonna put thanks for listening at the very beginning. I'm gonna put thanks for listening anytime. People need to know that I thank them for listening.
Well, good. We are very thankful that you guys listen to us. Oh, have you seen how many people we're at lately?
Yeah, we're at a lot. We can't say the number because then it'll be A, wrong, and B, it's weird to talk about the number of people that are listening while you're doing a podcast. Oh, thought, because it's in my hand, someone should be a fidget spinner fighter. Like, they should basically just have, like, boom, and then just...
Well, no, that's, like, anyone who's carrying, like, a big ninja star.
Okay, yeah, I realized that right as I said it, and then I was like...
that's basically just their whole thing is they spin it and they're good.
Yeah, okay, fine.
No, I mean, what about, like...
What about a bass guitar?
Nope.
Like in Fooly Cooly?
No.
Okay, what about someone who has spices and attacks with various spices, and some of them are like cayenne pepper, and so it gets in the person's eyes, and some of them are anti-inflammatory, so the person shrinks. They're
the
very
of
spices.
Food Wars.
Oh, I've never read that.
Oh my gosh.
You've talked about me like 50 times, but I've never read it.
It's super good, and it's not a fighting manga.
I just assume that it's going to be very, very shonen, which is cool, but I'm like
so extremely shonen. Like everyone, like a recurring trope throughout the manga is that whenever this certain family eats super good food, they strip.
What?
And then as more and more members of the family are introduced, the power like extends out. So like the first one is like he just kind of strips himself.
He's like, yes, it's delicious, and pulls off his shirt.
Well, he strips automatically. Where it's just kind of like he's not really aware that he's stripping.
What?
And
okay,
then,
I was thinking it was kind of like a muscle guy in Full Metal Alchemist kind of thing.
They're all super muscular. But like so the grandpa, he just like his whole thing is that he strips when he eats super good food, and like when he finds out this girl has like super crazy potential, at first she didn't make him strip, but then he was like, I have to go to the bathroom, and then he realized because he's like a Japanese like Yakuza boss, so always wearing a kimono kind of thing.
Yeah.
Then he's like, oh, I have to go to the bathroom real quick. Then he realizes like this girl has exponential potential because she made my loincloth come off.
What? Okay, this
it was super stupid. But then like his son.
So if you haven't read shonen, just be aware that this is probably less horrifying than it sounds.
It's more humorous than perverted. Well, definitely a little perverted, but regardless. But no, then his son, his power is like the burst, so his clothes literally explode.
So basically, he always has to carry multiple changes of clothes. Like, I get you. At that point, you would probably only purchase like Hanes 10 packs of shirts, because you just know that anytime you eat good food, you're gonna. Or actually, if that happened, what I would do is probably only eat at home and basically just go in my strip, eat, and then put my clothes back on, because it's expensive to keep replacing clothes.
Their whole thing is they're leaders of the gourmet world, so
so they're super rich.
Well, no, they are like top chefs kind of thing. and
Okay.
leaders in like food research and culinary research and culinary arts kind of thing. So they're constantly having to try like other chefs cooking, other like just good foods.
Yeah. Okay, so this is kind of their tagline of like, if Gordon Ramsay, instead of yelling obscenities at people, just stripped off every time the food was good.
Yeah. Well, the whole premise of the show is that the main character is going to a gourmet high school.
Mm-hmm.
So throughout middle school and elementary school, he was helping his dad cook in his family shop.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. But the dad turns out to be this insanely good chef.
Uh-huh. But he's
so,
kind of retired from a dark secret or something, or
no,
a great disappointment in life.
They describe him as a stray cat. Like he just kind of comes and goes as he pleases. And so once his son graduates middle school, he's like, all right, cool. I'm closing the shop. I'm going like wandering around for a while. And so he goes like to cook at, for like these crazy fancy places like in America, across the world kind of thing. Cause he's like this crazy good chef. And in the first episode, like an Indian monk or whatever, like the Dalai Lama type character, only, manga copyrighted, basically bursts into the restaurant and is like, if I have a chance to eat this guy's cooking, I will give up my entire religion. Like, he's like that good of a chef, basically.
I have never had food that good. I did have a steak the other week. My roommate made him a steak, a ribeye, and it was spectacular.
Did you strip?
I mean, afterwards, he didn't know. I went to my room and stripped, but that was because I was going to bed.
Way to ruin it.
I'm sorry. I meant yes, I did strip. My
Your
roommate
clothes
was
spontaneously burst.
Yeah, I'm down to 2 pairs of pants now. I have more than 2 pairs of pants. I have at least 3, but that's because the one didn't explode, so it's fine. Okay, here's a question for you.
Okay.
What high school would you go to if you could go to any kind of high school? Like, so this is like there's like fighting high schools or assassination classroom where you're trying to kill the teacher.
Ooh, bring in assassination classroom.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's a tough one.
And there's also like, the food high schools, or like, what kind of high school would you go to if you had the potential to go to anything?
Let me see.
Yeah, okay, you're going to have to think, so I will fill the time with words. Hey, here's some words. Listen to this, guys.
No, list your high school first.
I didn't think of one.
Why'd you ask me one if you didn't have an idea for it?
Because I thought you would come up with one, and then while you were saying it, I'd half listen and half come up with my own.
Okay, I got it. What about... man, there's so many good ones, but really, what about... because I like Assassination Classroom High School a lot because it's not just your boring slice of life. Like high school, it's where they're actually trying to, kill their teacher who's a super god kind of thing.
Kind of an alien, by the way, who's going to kill the entire world if they can't kill him.
Well.
Okay, I haven't gotten far enough to find out if that's not true. So. Spoilers!
What do you mean you haven't gotten far enough? What? You can't just bring up Assassination Classroom without reading the whole thing.
I've read like 2 volumes, that's it.
Oh my god, Zach, it's so good! It's so good. Okay, so that's the problem with us doing this very, very, very random one, is we're going to go through a lot of lore dumps.
Yeah.
Basically, the premise is that there is this superhuman being who destroyed 70% of the moon.
Uh-huh.
And his whole thing is that he can go to speeds of Mach 20, which is insanely fast. Insanely fast.
Yeah.
And so he shows up to like the UN or some other meeting of world governments and be like, hey, so I destroyed the moon. Here's the thing. I'm going to blow up the Earth in like a year. But in the meantime, I'm going to teach this classroom for whatever reason. So this class is the class of losers.
Yeah.
Like they're either they have academic problems, they're delinquents, so on and so forth. They're losers. And so he basically throughout the show is just teaching them. But then the government shows up and is like, hey, we're going to have you guys try to assassinate him since he's going to be here every day. And so it's the kids finding the balance of trying to kill their teacher while actually learning from him because he's a really good teacher and he really cares about the kids kind of thing.
Other than the fact that he's going to destroy the world in a year if they don't kill him.
Pretty much, yeah. Pretty much. Super good. 10 out of 10. Do recommend.
Do recommend. So I would think, I was thinking it'd be, this is more of a real life example, but it'd be really cool to go to like late night talk show host school. I would love that. I would love to go to a school and learn to do make bits and learn like etiquette behind the desk.
No.
That's what I actually want.
No, you preface this question of any imaginary school, not real school that you can actually go to.
There is no late night talk show.
There is absolutely
there's
some
not.
kind of school that teaches you how to be a late night talk show host.
No, there's not. You'd be really surprised.
Acting school. It's acting school.
No, it's not. Acting is different than late night hosting.
Someone teaching you how to be like a good public speaker and being very charismatic and talking to people.
Well, so no, there's more that goes into it than that. I mean, there's writing, there's management stuff.
Well, exactly. That all goes to talking school or acting school.
It's not acting school. The closest thing would be like the closest would be something along the lines of like Second City. And so you kind of go through improv and writing of various kinds. So Second City would basically what I'm saying is I want to go to Second City. Okay,
I don't like that answer. I don't like it. Well, I'm not going to say you're wrong, but you're wrong.
The problem with going to school is I want to in any of these worlds, I want to have some sort of obnoxious, overpowered skill so that I can because that's what's fun is gaining levels way faster than anyone else. Like basically.
Speaking of gaining levels, since we're not going for a structured podcast at all, I have another manga for you to read. This
is going to be titled "The Worst Episode Ever."
This is the most random episode we've got so far.
What manga?
But it's called Level 1, or Permanently Stuck at Level 1, but with an S rank drop skill.
Yeah, I've read that.
Yeah, I just read that. It was very slice of lifey for a reincarnated into a video game world. I liked it a lot.
He was the one who is a level 99 villager, or
no.
It's not level 99 villager. It's probably
that's level 999 villager. But no, basically, it's this. The premise is this guy who goes to this other world. Typical reborn into a world with video game stats.
He got hit by the truck.
Yeah. And so he's a blacklist or like a black employee. No, what's the term? Like in Japan, there's a whole term for employees who work like ungodly hours, don't get paid overtime.
Okay.
It's like black company worker or black employee or something along those lines.
Okay.
But he shows up in this world and he realizes that he is a level 1, but he's permanently stuck at level 1. He can never get any levels.
Okay.
But
tragic, but okay.
His
Can his skills level up?
Well, his skills are all like F ranked skills, so super awful.
Okay.
But his gathering skills, however, are all S. Like so, they're all S ranked skills, and
so like gathering ingredients or what?
Yeah. So it's in this world, everything drops an item.
Sure.
And that's
so basically every time he kills like a slime, he gets like almost an artifact level.
It's basically when he the way this world is built, which is super cool, is they get all their daily necessities from dungeons.
Okay.
So he shows up in this dungeon where at level 1, the slimes, they drop bean sprouts.
Oh yeah, I think I know I've read this because I know that piece, or maybe you've just told me about it. Carry on.
But yeah, so the dungeon he wakes up in drops bean sprouts, and so this girl who is there with him, is basically like, hey, I'll help you out, and so she kills a slime, and she drops like a handful of bean sprouts, but then he finally kills one, and it drops like a bag full of bean sprouts, and
Yeah.
they taste better too.
I have definitely read this but carry on. It's been a
But
while.
yeah, that's basically it, and it's super 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 interesting. And eventually he does get stat boosting items
Uh-huh.
because he goes to this one dungeon and they think that, oh hey, this is a dead dungeon because it doesn't drop anything.
Yeah, but of course it does for him.
Yeah, because he has an S ranked drop skill. And I found it super interesting because they talk about how even the what they think is just dropping nothing sometimes is actually they're dropping air.
Yeah.
So
And
they're
yeah.
dropping oxygen, so that's doing the place of trees kind of thing.
Yeah.
Or water or things like that. And I thought that was super interesting. I thought you'd like it. It's only like 6 or 7 chapters long right now, but it's super super good.
I have definitely read that because that sounds crazy. I know for a fact I've read that. Thought I had on that though is when I was thinking of like characters to make in general, I was thinking I want to eventually make an obsessed alchemy character who basically all of the fighting they do, it's kind of like a D&D character or something, but all the fighting they do is with like potions and stuff, but just potions for like the character would, because it's one of my characters, the main attack would be throwing potions, but mainly they'd be dance potions, so they'd be kind of like stuns, but I just run around forcibly making all the bad guys dance.
Right. Okay.
And then, just you could throw poisons at people, you could throw all sorts of things, just like running around smacking people with potions.
You just you throw vials of LSD at people. So they get super super high, they get super like tripped out and start hallucinating.
An entire vial of
down.
LSD would probably I think people, I mean, all that I know from movies is that LSD things are like the size of a B12 vitamin. They're like teeny tiny. So I think if I
it'd be very very watered down.
Maybe it wouldn't be. Maybe I'd just make people hallucinate through time. Like, I can see time.
Okay. Ooh. What about a guy who, how he fights, kind of like a bard, only instead of like singing or playing an instrument like that, he makes music out of like just the sounds of battle.
Oh, that would be cool. So, well, actually, what would be really cool is if he was a tap dancing bard. So basically, he could kind of be like a swashbuckler type.
No, that'd like, be. I'm talking about, because tap dancing, it would be like his music is the taps. No, I'm talking about he basically punches someone and then like there's the whole like bang Superman style.
Sure.
Or pow, and then that pow turns into like a tangible thing, which then hits him again.
That's cool. And I was thinking like he had noisy shoes, so he basically made the beat, the rhythm through his kind of like if you're making a techno song, you make the boomchi 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 or whatever, but he does that with his kind of patterns of his feet, and then he does the punching as like the accent sounds and stuff like that.
Right. No, it'd be entirely just the punching, the pows, the bangs.
Well, but in a big group, that might mess things up because he can't control the sounds that other people makes.
Well, no, that's his whole thing is that he controls the sounds of the battlefield.
That would be an excellent shonen.
Mm-hmm.
That would be a most excellent shonen.
All right.
I like it. By the way,
right.
I purchased some hypnosis cards, so I now have playing cards that have hypnosis phrases on them. So in theory, one day I will know hypnosis phrases.
And you'll just hypnotize me?
No, probably not. I mean, me.
Hypnotize me over a podcast without me realizing it.
That would be amazing. Dude, I wish I could do that. That'd be awesome.
Dude, like practice with those cards. See if you can do it.
The cards are not a full hypnosis course. They are just like some phrases that have hypnotic value.
All right. Excellent. Thank you for listening to this absolute train wreck of a randomness as we tried to find things to talk about and just talked about random things.
Don't worry. Next week we will. Well, next week we will have a more.
Next week I will let Zach know beforehand.
Well, actually, we've done a few of these where you didn't.
But the plan was for I had several that I had planned for you to have no context for, but you immediately were like, no, I need to think about this.
I'm sorry.
So I'm giving you a week. You are getting a week. Okay. You guys got a sneak peek. No, actually, Zach cut out that part of where I'm like, all right, just pick the ones at random.
This episode is going to require more editing than the last 6 combined.
It's just like the first 10, 15 minutes of it.
And then random bits throughout where we're like, okay, pause the recording for a moment.
No. Just keep the ones where I keep the parts where I'm talking about or I'm asking for a mulligan and you're just blatantly telling me no. We're gonna keep that.
Yeah, obviously.
But just cut out up until the point of where we talk about the goose.
Yeah.
No, actually, it's a little bit after that. When I said, all right, put these into a random mat.
Yeah. So at some point, okay, do you want to have an official goodbye?
Official goodbye.
Okay. I can't argue with that. Thanks for listening. Gooses are evil.
They are not.
I'm sorry. I don't think like all the other animals I like. Geese, I consider evil monsters. Like I consider them the devil.
Zach.
They're the worst.
No,
they're the worst.
Not the worst. You guys just don't understand them.
Maybe, but I also don't understand rapists, and I hate them too.
Okay, you cannot compare a goose to a rapist.
A goose would rape you if it were big enough. Guaranteed.
No, it would not.
My life. Yes, it would. Geese are all rapists. I mean, lots of animals are. I assume they are too.
No, the geese are not rapists, Zach.
Yep.
Ducks are rapists.
Okay.